Hi everybody, and welcome back to the Ben Taylor podcast, the home of marine industry insights. Today we're in Venice at the ICOMIA World Marina Conference, talking everything marinas. And we're going to have a conversation today about Elite Dynamics, a software company that's focusing on this space. And today we're here with the product manager, Lisa.
Hello.
Good to see you, Lisa.
Nice to meet you.
So give us some context first. What's Elite Dynamics all about? What's the mission there?
Okay, so Elite Dynamics predominantly started within the park industry, as I'm sure you know. Recently realised that marinas face exactly the same challenges that parks do. So we have now diversified into that space. And we're right, the problems that we've seen over the last few years, where people in the marina sector are experiencing exactly the same. So we're hoping to bring our software to this particular world and help them in the same way that we've helped the park industry.
And can you be quite specific? What kind of problems do marinas have that you can actually help them with?
Yeah, so I think the biggest thing we've had feedback-wise is disjointed systems. It's that somebody does something over here, somebody does something over here, and nothing ever
and it's one person who kind of designed it one day. You said, right, if I do this, this kind of works. It's probably not documented.
It's on a spreadsheet somewhere, or it's written on the back of a piece of paper. Someone has a process, and then it's kind of been taught to everybody. That's the biggest thing. It's something that people can all use, all get that procedure into place, and it's all automated. Automation actually is a big problem also. You know, they don't have it. It's to make everybody's life easier, really. That's the bottom line. That's
what tasks in marinas can actually be automated relatively easily that sometimes aren't.
Yeah, I mean, so many, and I think that's maybe the surprise when you know, we go and we talk and we get the feedback, and it's, well, that process could be fully automated for that particular maintenance, for example. That person, or a dock walk, you can go be walking on the dock walk with your tablet, and it's just dim dim dim, and before you know it, it's
boxes rather than kind of a note.
Exactly, a note, and then you have to phone back in, and before you're even back to the office has that information.
Still, it's documented.
You could potentially
whoever it's relevant to is notified.
Yeah, exactly. The customer knows, and it's just little things like that we're hoping to make the difference, and we really see it. We really hope it makes their life easier.
And do these things surface when a marina is either scaling or getting bigger, or have new staff, that kind of thing? When does it really surface oh, we now know this is a problem, this is a challenge?
Yeah. I think you probably, like we all do in everything in life, you probably have to take a step back to move forward. And I think that's the point where when you come together and it's like, what are we doing here? Right, okay, you do this process, how can we make this better? And I think that's probably the moment that you do see things come together. You do see they want to adopt into the future, they want to use the technology that's available to them, and that's really, it's a nice moment to see actually when they get excited about what they could do, what the possibilities are. We say it all the time in Elite, the art of what is possible, and that's it. When you want to take that on and you want to investigate that, that's when we see that change happen.
Yeah, and so can you give us an example? You don't need to specifically name a marina, but what does a client look like when you first turn up and engage with them, and what's the process to adopting this kind of technology and everything Elite Dynamics can do?
Yeah, so I actually speak to customers right at the very start. I'm involved in that pre-sales process, so we'll do a demo and we'll show them the start to end. I like to tell a story. I like to go right from the beginning, right to the very end, and show them how that all works, how it all interlinks together. So you show them the art of what is possible, what you can have. And sometimes when you're sitting, even though you're busy and you're doing the demo, you can hear or you can see the like a light bulb almost. We do exactly,
we do that.
Exactly. And it's great. It's really nice. And I think the ones that succeed the most are the ones that are willing to adopt that tech, and the ones that bring their team into the conversation at the beginning. What do you find difficult? Right, okay, what if I told you could have this app, or you could have this piece of technology, and we would do this, this and this? And
you start nodding and going,
yes, exactly that, exactly that.
Yeah, and so what kind of ideas come up where people have that kind of light bulb moment, the penny drops, and you go, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, I mean, we had one very, very recently actually with a port in the US, and there was a very specific niche unit charging that they do for their fishing. So it's like by the foot, and it was like, how could we make that work? And you know, walking it through and listening to the customer and knowing what we have available, and a solution was right there. And they were like, oh, that's going to save us so much time. We don't have to write it down anywhere. We can just create it and it's done. So it's things like that.
It's great, a no-brainer, isn't it?
Exactly.
We know the cost currently. It's going to lower it. It's going to be more efficient. It's going to be easier to do.
And ultimately, that's what everybody wants. They want to save money, they want to save time, and they want to make their life easier, and they want to make their staff life easier as well. We want to make their life easier too.
Yeah, that's the mission. Do you still see quite a lot of resistance? Just generally teams being a bit legacy, kind of stuck in the old ways is the phrase?
I think
is there a bit of that in the marine space?
You have people that have maybe perhaps been on a marina their whole lives, or in a park industry their whole lives, and they have a specific way. We've always done it this way. Yeah. And of course, it's the same with everything. And you have to build that trust. You have to ensure that they are buying into what you're offering them for them to get the most out of it as well. And I think that's what people need to think about when they're thinking what we're doing.
There's value in experience. There's value in, yes, okay, that's why you've always done it, but they also understand why they've always done it that way.
Yeah.
So if they go through, actually, it hits these key points, that's why it's such a good solution. If your solution fits, then it's no brainer, right? Okay, it makes sense to them.
And you listen and you walk it through with them from end to end. And well, that doesn't particularly work that way. Okay, well, we'll change. What about if we did it this way? And that's the beauty of it. It's very collaborative, and we want to encourage that. And that is ultimately, you get a better product and they get a better experience. So it's a win-win situation. Yeah,
and so the leadership will always have to prove ROI, right? You've either got board of directors or they are the board of directors.
Yeah.
So does this become really measurable and say, well, here's your ROI.
Yeah.
Here's the cost of the software. Here's what we're doing.
Yep.
There's your return. Is it that transparent?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I think we always try and be as transparent as possible. So, you have to show people the benefits of what they're going to get, right from the top all the way down to the people working operationally day to day. And I particularly take that seriously. I know you have to listen, you have to make sure that you're picking up those pain points, and you have to get that buy-in right from the word go. So whether that's showing them the ROI or whether that's showing them that process will work for them and save them 10 hours a week, you have to get that right early on. That's definitely the key to a successful implementation of software or process or anything within a marina.
And then this is how marinas are becoming smart marinas, right? Have decent systems in the background, really understand everything that's going on at a data level. Yeah. That is a smart marina, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It's not just about the paperless, we don't want any paper, we want everything to be done via an app. It's not about removing the customer face-to-face interaction. Far from it. It's just about improving it. It's just about streamlining, and it's just about understanding your customer, understanding perhaps a new revenue stream that you maybe need to think about, and diversifying. We've heard a lot about it today on the stand at ICOMIA. It's how can we, now we have these customers, what can we do? Where can we go? What can we do that's new? That's definitely a way forward. And again, it's just innovating. It just that's my favourite word. Yeah.
So what's the things in the pipeline? What kind of products and solutions are you guys working on now, ready for the next few years for marinas?
Well, so of course, Elite Marinas is a relatively new product with us. We've got our stabilizers off, if you like, with Elite Parks and that park world. We're constantly learning. We do have lots of customers that are constantly providing us the feedback, and we take that on board, because we're not the ones using it day to day. It's the people out in the real world using it day to day. So why wouldn't you take that feedback? So it's always been driven forward. The roadmap is constantly evolving, constantly changing. You're taking that in, you're measuring it, you're speaking to other operators, and would that be something you would do? How would you maybe do it? And then it's just balancing to get that right fit. We have our app solutions. Obviously, we have My Elite, which is new. That has been completely driven by our customers, actually, and it's probably one of the first ones that we've used that approach. And then phase 2 is now starting with that. Phase 1 has been, use it for 6 months, go and tell us what what problems, hopefully not problems, but feedback, what would make it better? Absolutely, let's take that back in, let's go again. Our app solution for mobile apps, day-to-day operational for your dock walks and your maintenance jobs, we're looking at that again, getting that feedback in, and it's not completely changing everything, but it's just taking what could make it better and running with it. And I think that's definitely something that we've put in a lot more recently, because as I said, that's what makes a good product for everybody all round. Yeah.
Lisa, thank you for coming on the podcast.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Everybody, if you enjoy content like this, make sure you're following here to see plenty more of it. All being well, we'll see you next time. Bye for now.